So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. If you do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
For more than a century, comic books, television, and movies have existed. Each separate, broken, with their gatekeepers.
No!
Then, something happened that brought all media together. The internet brings comic fans around the world into one comic community. Put your hands together, comic fan. Comics are for everyone. It's 10 p.m. Eastern, live Comic Book Wednesday, a weekly YouTube show about comic books with Lady Fantastic. Comics on the Mind.
Get your hands up!
Miracleman. With special guest appearances by Ace. Your host, Not Near Mint. Welcome to Not Near Mint.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Near Mint. It is the 93rd episode of this show. I hope you all got a chance to see the new episode of Rick and Morty. It was a great shot. Tonight, we have no stranger to the independent comics market. His name is Darren G Davis. He is known for creating the 10th Muse, being the publisher of Tidal Wave Productions. And tonight, he is going to be talking about new titles in his biography comics line for Pride Month. So welcome to Not Near Mint, and here's the rest of the cast.
Hi.
I was just reading. Sorry. I felt like doing that intro.
Turn up your volume, Darren. We can't hear you.
Oh yeah, we're having a tough time hearing you.
How's that? Better?
Yes.
How's that?
Oh, there we go.
Is that better?
Is it me?
That we're looking for.
Okay.
It can be in your eyes. No. Can you guys hear me?
I can, and you have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thanks.
Quit flirting.
In the Britney Spears comic book, because it's all about freeing Britney today.
Fuck yeah.
Look at that.
Did the judge finally make a determination today?
Well, she talked for 20 minutes about how she felt like a captive and how she has to have a UTI in because of her conservatorship. And she really wants out. She feels like a slave. They won't let her get married. She can't have kids, all because of the this conservatorship. So
That's insane.
It's
That's just insane.
It's an IUD. It's an inner uterine device, not a urinary tract.
yeah, not IBA.
It's an IUD, not a UTI. But I love you for that.
Same difference.
Pretty much. They're keeping a UTI in there, and they're just making her have it.
Either way, sounds unpleasant for everybody involved. That's all I'm saying.
I love you, dude. That's great.
This is the part of the show where we start singing Britney songs.
Oh gosh.
We get in trouble for it.
I think as long as we're singing it, I don't think anybody will know.
I'll be honest with you. I think that's all I know about any Britney song is what Ace just sang right there. That is pretty much. It's a couple of moans and part of words, and that's about all I know.
It's because she's not allowed to sing in her natural tone anymore, and she hasn't been able to for 15 years.
She doesn't want to fucking sing anymore. She's over it.
Yeah.
If I was her, I would.
Yeah. Because she's not getting paid to do anything anymore. So
Yeah.
there's a whole big free Britney movement.
Mm-hmm.
Google it. It's like everywhere. It's insane.
She's got like a $60 million estate, and like she should be able to fucking.
Totally
But
unrelated to
Daddy
the
needs to pay his
conversation.
bills.
Totally unrelated to the conversation. Rob, why did you have to put that comment up there? That was for the chat only.
What chat?
And
What?
now. Sorry, just derailing the show already.
We do that within the first 2 minutes every single episode. So the biography series that you have, Dolly Parton, Lady Fantastic wound up winning comic gories with that. So where did this biography series wind up coming out of?
So we started, the way that the biography series actually started doing it, it was in 2008. And we noticed that Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton during the election were being treated unfairly. And they were being judged by their looks and not really about their accomplishments. And we wanted to do a comic book series that whether you liked Hillary Clinton or Sarah Palin, you kind of had to respect them as women and their accomplishments. And so we started this series called Female Force, and it literally is just about female empowerment. And so I actually, it's weird, like it's on the wall, but I have a signed copy. You don't have to like Hillary or whatever. But
You asshole! That's amazing.
yeah, and then I actually have a signed copy of the Sarah Palin one below too. And so when we did these comic books literally took off. And then I'm like, okay, let's think, who else can we do? So we did, I think we did, and I wanted to do different people. So we did Sarah Palin and Hillary Clinton first. Then we did Caroline Kennedy because I didn't want to do Jackie Kennedy at that point because I just didn't want to do obvious people. And we did Oprah and Princess Diana and oh yes, Oprah.
You get an Oprah, and you get an Oprah, and Diana.
Yes. So and then anytime you throw like Oprah on a comic book, I know I'm going to get press on it. And then we did Barbara Walters, which it sounds kind of weird, but I'm just going to do this. I have all these things framed, so I'm not just pulling stuff
I don't
off.
care. That's amazing.
So she signed a copy, and so I knew if you do a Barbara Walters comic book, it's going to be on The View. So we got on The View with this. And
Nice.
so in Ellen DeGeneres, with the Ellen DeGeneres show, we got on with that. And so we kind of learned it that way. So some of it was publicity. My background is I worked at Entertainment Television, right after college. So I ended up, understanding the power of celebrity. And so that's why
That's still cool though, dude.
And then my favorite one is like, the Gloria Steinem one, which I have a signed copy of Gloria Steinem.
Shut up.
Oh, that makes me moist.
That's fantastic.
So
Gloria Steinem's a personal hero.
So then we just started doing, from there, we just started doing like, we spread it off to political power. So we started doing these political comic books. And once again, we didn't want to start off with Barack Obama. I wanted to do, we did Colin Powell. And so from there, we just started doing, so we've done about 60 different politicians. Then we did Fame, which is all about, famous people, so like anybody from like Nick Jonas to who, name it, Taylor Swift to anybody like Russell Wilson from football. So we tried to hit different demographics. And then we did a tribute line, which is people that have passed, like Kurt Cobain and, Elizabeth Taylor. So we're like all over the place. So
I have a question. Will you be doing a Helen Mirren comic in the future? Because I need that in my life because she is my heart and soul and everything important in life that I love.
You will sell at least 1,000 copies alone in the state of Tennessee.
What's
Or Virginia, rather.
okay? I will put it on my list. How's that?
Okay.
Now you found the real reason that you got invited on this show.
Exactly.
Tara.
I want more. There is only one comic of Helen Mirren that exists, and it's the Victoria edition of Red.
Yeah.
And I need more Helen Mirren comics in my life. So
Okay, I got 3 recommendations. You don't have to do any of them.
I'm good with recommendation. I don't care.
Gilda Radner.
yes.
We did a Saturday Night Live comic book where she is in that.
Ooh.
The second one is Madeline Kahn.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I put that pretty. That's a good one.
Yeah. And the third one, I basically forgot. So.
What about Angela Davis?
We are so okay. So that kind of ties into like one of the reasons why I came on with you guys is so. And I got in trouble for this. Actually, I didn't get in trouble for this. I just did this. So we did these graphic novels of people that we've done. They're just of people that we've done. And so so if you buy all 3, they all go together into like one like flag thing. It's really cool. And then when I was looking at the poster image, I was like, oh wait, there's a lot of white people here. It's like and it just made me realize I need to, do more people, BIPOC. I definitely, so Angela Davis, even before I did this, Angela Davis is on the list. We do have Stevie Brum's coming out, but that's just another exclusive for you there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like people that we have coming recently. We are working on Billy Porter. It's one that
Nice.
but like to do some, and my problem is like doing somebody like Little Nas X. He doesn't have a story yet, so it's really hard to really punctuate a story on him. So,
Well, it's been a couple of years now.
what was that?
Oh, go ahead, Ace.
I wasn't talking.
Oh, I thought somebody was talking.
So we're always open to ideas of who to do and that type of stuff because at the end of the day, it's about the fans, and but I'm always going to get crap for whoever I end up doing. We did this graphic novel called Black History Leaders, and then people are like, how could you put Beyonce on the same thing with Prince? They're not even together, or Nicki Minaj. They're not leaders, and you just have to sit there and just go. These are 4 people I did together, and I put it out as a graphic novel.
They're people that children look up to. And if you are listening, watching, or absorbing people in media culture, you're kind of looking up to them.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, when I was a kid, everybody said Britney Spears could never be a role model, but she is currently my role model for politically fighting for mental health awareness and shit. So, like, obviously she is.
Shit.
So,
As someone who deals with depression, 100% agree.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much everybody on our show and everybody that watches our show. So there's I remember that was coming up for a couple of years now, reading interviews about you, Emma Gonzalez. And the reason why I bring up her name is because she's a local down here. This was straight out of Parkland High School. She was the girl that had the shaved head, and it's unfortunate she doesn't have as much media attention as David Hogg has been getting, but she was right there trying to get advocating for better gun control throughout the United States of America. And it's something that, especially this year when we've had almost 250 gun mass casualty events, and it's only halfway through the year.
Yay. And I love these ideas. It's just sometimes it's the stories, because you do have 22 pages that you have to tell a story in. And I don't know how much, I'll have to do more research into her. But it is really hard, as I said, to do younger people into comic book form. It's even harder to do older people into comic book form.
Oh, sure.
One of the things, and I'll be blunt, one of the things that I got a lot of crap for is we did a Jill Biden comic book. And so when we did the Jill Biden comic book, it came out probably about 3 months ago. And Fox News just went with it, and Fox News was like, "You did Jill Biden? You're snubbing Melania Trump?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Wait, this is female force. This is not first ladies." And so my favorite thing that is hung up on my wall, and this is honest to God truth, is this.
Oh yeah.
And this was trending on
Oh my God.
social media. And when it first started trending on social media, I'm like, that's not me. That can't be anything that has to do with my company.
Oh, Dave,
You know what you
you're
call
never gonna
that?
believe this. Darren, get on Fox News.
Oh my God. Dude, then there was like 4 different Fox News programs, including Laura Ingraham, who were saying how we Trump. And on the Laura Ingraham show, we did a comic book on Laura Ingraham. So I was kind of dumbfounded with because they were saying that we only did Democratic women and that type of stuff, and we were not doing conservatives. But we've done a lot of conservative women, and so one of my really good friends and one of my writers went to Fox News and basically slammed them, saying this is the most biased stuff we have seen. And with one Google search, you will find out that we have done Condoleezza Rice, Nancy Reagan, Laura Ingraham, who even bitched about it, and
Sarah Palin.
We did Sarah Palin too, yeah. There's so many that we've done because we try to have these be fair and biased at the end of the day, because I don't want anybody to really vote for, and because I just don't want, these are taught in schools and libraries too. So we have some sort of, responsibility to it. And so they ended up apologizing on air to us after I posted this.
Whoa. Fox apologizes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, can I tell us like one quick joke about like Sarah Palin?
Yeah.
So I love Sarah Palin. Oh, parasailing. I love parasailing.
I can worship in my house.
All I got.
So one of the graphic novels that we did, because like once again, I took 4 people that we've done and put them together. And so with this one, but then all of a sudden the Fox News stuff happened. I'm like, shit, I gotta do this one now. And it wasn't that I wanted to do it or didn't want to do it. It's just this one is super current. We've done, depending on the election cycle, we do more comic books. Last year we did more Democrats because there's more Democrats in the public eye and that were vying for elections.
Sure.
And next time it's going to be more Republicans. So
I bet there's a Marjorie Taylor Greene in there somewhere.
And
there's certain people I'm not going to do. And culture.
Too much of a hot button.
Please do Ann Hunter, please.
No, the reason, and then like a lot of the comic books that we do, like, truthfully, like Laura Ingraham, who's on the cover of this one, she still sells. And I think Marjorie Taylor Thomas, whatever her name is,
Green. Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Taylor Thomas's mom or something. She's not going to be in the news that much longer. These people come and go, even like celebrities sometimes too.
I would say that like it would actually be like putting gasoline on a fire if you made a Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like, don't fucking even. Ugh.
I will tell you who we're doing that's a conservative one that nobody really knows. Is we're doing Amy Coney Barrett.
The Justice. She's crazy.
You mean Amy COVID Barrett of the Supreme Court? Hey, yeah, you can go to church, go get COVID, have fun and die.
But once again, I can't put my politics into this, and I do have to be fair and unbiased. And so,
sure, yeah.
Muse who to do, and some of them are not my favorite things. And when I have to promote some things, I'm just like, I roll my eyes or cash the check.
Right.
That's what you do. You fucking cash the check.
And
yeah, but I do have, as I said, I do have my limits on what I will and won't do. If it's like Taylor, whatever, or like back when the Tea Party was like a big thing, I didn't really know about it. And like a lot of these political things that we've done, I've learned a lot about politics. and we did a Tea Party comic book, and I learned a little bit more about it. So I'm like, great.
I mean, like, I'm sure with you, it's like you have to pick your battles or whatever with this kind of stuff.
Totally, yeah. I mean, as we kind of mentioned earlier, you showed up the Princess Dinah one, and that like brings PTSD back to me.
Pray tell.
My verbiage, the way that I speak, and maybe even the way that I speak on Facebook and that type of stuff, I say crap, this, whatever, I'm doing this crap, I'm doing that, whatever. And so on Facebook, I put, and this is why I'm not 100% myself on Facebook, and where you can have to watch everything you do. And so I wrote, I'm working on some Princess Diana crap right now, blah, 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 here's the cover, blah, 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 bam. And there was somebody that I guess and that's when I had like lots of friends, and because I didn't, whatever. And they went to the LA Times and they said, Darren Davis thinks she's crap. And so I literally had to comment and do an interview about how I do not think Princess Diana is crap. This is so taken out of context. And you just sit there going,
what the
fuck? So what you're telling us is that you almost started an international incident that required the UN's intervention over a random unmeant comment on Facebook.
Over this book.
And some of them, sometimes it's fun. Like the Fox News thing was actually kind of fun because it literally went on 4 different programs. I was super shocked about that. But then the one that kind of surprised me is Justin Trudeau. We did a biography. And people vehemently hate him as much as people, like, he's as polarizing as Trump was.
Do you think he's Castro's kid?
I don't know. I didn't read my own comic book. Probably he's in the comic book. No, I'm kidding. But I got so this is true story. So I got so much hate on Twitter. It was ridiculous. And so so hold on. Got to tell the rest of the story. Hold on.
This is going to be a good story. That's a long pour right there.
The book came out during COVID time, which is still a time.
Kurt.
What up?
Okay. So during like when we were all bunkered down for COVID and all that stuff, and so my husband and I and one of our friends, who was we called her sister wife because she lived across the street from us, and so we made her into our pod of people. So we would read all these tweets, and then we would drink wine, and I would comment on all of them because they were so insane in the hate that I got from them. And then because I live in Portland, Oregon, they kind of threw in, that our city is shit now, and it's like with all the protests and all that crap, and so it just became this big shit show. So, but then it ended up. So this is where the 18 older kind of comes in. So then I have a Wikipedia page. I did not create it. Somebody created it. It's been years. I've been in comic books for 20 years now. And somebody changed my profile to Darren Davis is a gay comic book producer who is now married to his 14-year-old husband and is a pedophile. And I was like, so my husband is like, I don't look 14, do I? But he's 48, and
meant to say married for 14 years, and they just forgot a word like the word four.
So they actually made me out to be a pedophile, and they said the word pedophile in there. And so what I ended up having to do is, because somebody pointed it out to me, I was like, what? And so I looked it up, and one of my friends works for the LA Times, and so she tracked where the change actually came from. There was somebody in Canada. So I pissed off Canadians.
Wow.
Well,
that's defamation. Great.
Well, I couldn't figure out who it was, so I Wikipedia changed it, or however that worked. So
the internet, you can never walk everything back.
Nope, it's not fun.
Being that you've been working in the industry, starting with e-news, I mean, you've met famous people, and one of the questions I do have to ask is, when you see these people on the TV and in the movies, and you're seeing them behind screen, they're just regular people for the most part, right? They're just putting on an act, putting on airs when they're out in public, but behind the scenes, They're just like everyone
It's their job. Yeah, it's their job to be that. And so, yeah, some of them are everybody poos is, I guess, what the comment is. So.
I have an urgent question. What is your favorite Britney Spears song?
What is my favorite Britney Spears? Probably Stronger.
Okay, that's a bop.
What?
It's a bop. Because I'm stronger than yes.
I feel like I need to move my chair and throw it up and down with the video.
So I used to have all these VHSs that broke down like how to do each of her music video choreographies, and I still know like the vast majority of it up until like when 3 came out, because then I was just like, eh.
Well, Kids Bop 3 is probably a different song than 3.
So
she's also, yeah, I love her.
evil.
I love my girl pop stars. I was married by a girl pop star. True.
Debbie Gibson.
Debbie Gibson walked my husband and I down the aisle.
No way.
That's a fun tour.
That's awesome.
Why not Tiffany?
We met Tiffany at the concert, though.
This is scandalous.
This is the husband.
Did you forget about Kylie Minogue?
Hi, husband.
Husband.
And by the way, you totally look like you're 14 years old.
I don't know if thank you's the right thing or not. But
Aging in reverse. It's like Benjamin Button.
yeah, I can't.
Do you have candy?
Can't.
We planned our wedding. We just had our second anniversary on June 2nd, and we planned. So we're wine drinkers, and so we planned a wedding from like 2 to 6, and then afterwards there was like this new kid. Yeah, he's 48.
I said the same thing.
We ended up attending this wedding, and there was the new kids on the block. Debbie Gibson. What was it? Not TLC. Who else was it? Was it TLC? Salt and Pepper.
No way.
People got together to do one thing. So that was kind of our after party. And so that's how we kind of knew Debbie Gibson was to be in town. So we had to walk down. But we also had a Power Ranger officiate our wedding. One of the actors.
Are we a Power Ranger?
Yeah, the yellow Power Ranger from Wild Force.
Oh, I just remember Trini.
It's not. Is it Trini? No.
It's not Trini.
No.
That's the only one I remember is Trini. She's the OG yellow. So my brother was obsessed with the Go-Go Power Rangers.
All I just remember was the white Power Ranger, because when I was helping out at a MegaCon one time, I had to bring all his stuff in, and he kept repeating his name. It was 3 names long.
Oh, Jonathan Taylor Thomas or Marjorie Green, whatever her name is.
Something like that, yeah.
You got a question? Since you brought up conventions and Power Rangers, so what do you think of comic book conventions now turning into? They say they're comic book conventions, but they're not. They're the people from Twilight, or they're people that were on.
That was about 10 years ago when I could have said they were no longer comic conventions because you couldn't find comic books. Everything is pop culture convention. But then the pandemic happened, and comics just exploded. People just went, oh my God, I guess I kind of watched everything I ever wanted to on Netflix. Hey, I heard there's a Daredevil comic book. Let's take a look. There's a bunch of comics with other things. They're not just superheroes.
Yeah.
And the market's flooded now. I can't wait to go to a convention.
Yeah, but nobody supports comic book people at Comic-Cons.
You're right, because just 2 years ago, I think it was, Larry Hama was denied access to the VIP room at a con. And he went on Facebook because, he's Larry Hama. He's old. Facebook's about pinnacle of technology he's going to use. But he went on Facebook and he's talking about it, and he goes, I get it. I'm not, third walker from the right from season 2, episode 6, but my face is on the goddamn promo image, for the con. And
his
Larry Hama,
Vietnam experiences. His Vietnam War experiences are the very basis of G.I. Joe comic books. Wait, he's not VIP? I'm
on
out.
top of that, not only did the man write, decades worth of G.I. Joe comics, he essentially created every single G.I. Joe.
Can I tell you a G.I. Joe secret?
Yes.
Honestly, it's true. So when I published my first comic book, 10th Muse at Image Comics, be a long around story, but it does have G.I. Joe, and it's a super secret story that nobody really knows.
I want to hear it.
So when I pitched 10th Muse to Image Comics, it was Jim Valentino, and I was like, and I kind of like did overwork on this because I came from the entertainment industry. So I was like, I hired Ken Lashley right off of Rising Stars from Top Cow. Randy Green from Witchblade helped design all the characters. I hired Marv Wolfman, who nobody was hiring at that point, to do the writing. I created this. And then we were doing a book with Michael Ringo, and we were doing what other book? We were doing something called Black Tide, and then we were doing The Dolls with Randy Green. So I remember being in a meeting with Jim Valentino. We're all at lunch, and he goes, "Some people just brought me G.I. Joe, and it fucking sucks. And it's the worst thing, and I'm going to turn it down, and blah, 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 blah." But they ended up, I guess, not turning it down, but Jim Valentino hated it. Was Devil's Due, and because I'm friends with him now. So, but yeah, he was going to turn it down, which would have been super stupid for him. So.
Well, I remember when that came out. I hopped right on it. It was so cool because it was like the time had really passed. Bazooka got fat. And was like a night security bald. He was a night security guard. I mean, Duke and Flint were still hella cut, but real time had passed. That was a great series, and even when it split off into DDP, and they did America's Elite, and they did all that stuff. It was such a fun series. I'm glad they didn't pass it.
But they were going to pass it. It was like super weird. He was just so adamant. He was not a very fun person to work with at Image. He called punks, because at that time we were working with Rena Miro, who was Sable from the WWE,
right?
And she was our photo model. But the thing we did different than all the celebrity comic books at the time is we made her just only on the cover, and like you can see her there.
There she is.
But
there
then
you go.
Make the book like you could like the book if you like the celebrity or not like it. And the celebrity angle got us like international attention, like that type of stuff. We did Tower Record exclusives, so it really helped market the book. Oh, Black Tide! Oh my God! So you got that has the Comic Gate is evil. What is that on their Twitter profile? One of you guys.
Oh, that's me. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah, it's Mike.
Yeah, I know.
So
yeah.
I had to understand him, and I was like, I can't deal. So.
And what are you gonna do? Right. There's no such thing as an ethical dollar earned that has a partisanship. So you do
even
work.
The Proud Boys right now are selling Black Lives Matter gear.
Except for this comic book, Stormy Daniels Space Force.
Why don't I own that? I remember she posted that on her Twitter like
she did
forever ago.
I created this with her.
Oh my God!
Wow, that's so fucking cool, man.
I want that book.
So and the art is so amazing in it too. Pablo, it's super great.
Yeah, that's really good.
We're developing.
Did she tell you if he had a teeny weenus?
Oh, so okay. So,
it looks like the mushroom from Super Mario Brothers. I'll never look at Super Mario the same again.
Spill the tea, girl.
He was such at the very beginning. We did this. We did this comic book on her. It was called what is it? It was called Political Power Stormy Daniels, because we thought she had a story and it was fun to tell it. And this is like one of those like. My artist Joe Paradise and Mike Frizzell, who are my two favorite people to work with, were like, we have a bad idea. Let's do this. And so we did the Stormy Daniels biography comic book. And the biography comic book came out a week before her book came out.
Oh wow.
She was pissed.
Oh yeah.
And it started getting all this press, national attention everywhere. Like it was everywhere. And so we get a call from like at 7 a.m. I remember getting a call, and it was this guy threatening me, telling me if I don't take it down, they're gonna sue me, and I'm gonna ruin everything, and they're gonna come after me, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Was his name John Barron?
What?
Was his name John Barron?
Oh no.
The Baron.
Sound like this when he was calling you.
So then, so I call my manager and I'm like, because she gets me out of everything. Susan Ferris gets me out of everything. So she talks to the guy, talks him off the wall, and blah blah blah. And then it kind of dies down for the day. And then at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I see on my caller ID Michael Avenatti's office, and I'm like, if you guys do remember who he is,
Avenatti. Oh yeah.
He's in jail now.
He's out. He's out.
On bail, maybe.
But he was super scary. So I thought, okay, he's always on TV. Okay, it's gonna be his assistant, whatever. And he goes, Darren Davis there? I'm like, yeah. It's Michael Avenatti. I'm like, what? I'm like,
oh no.
And so like he's like, you're in copyright infringement. I'm like, no, I'm not. We can do anything. I'm like, Susan, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, what if we did a comic on you? And then he's like, what? Okay.
He just wanted money.
So I literally had
No way.
we ended up not doing it. It's in the, and then so the book came, so nothing ever happened with that. But then a year later, that same guy that threatened me, who I found out was Stormy Daniels' boyfriend at the time, said, you know what? The comic book's really good. And, you know, we want to work with you on it. I'm like, well, it was a one shot. I'm like,
I can explain these differences.
And so I'm like, okay, what if we updated it to what she's doing now? And she edited the book for us, and she did a forward saying what an ass. She actually, in the forward, she actually talks about what an asshole she was to me. And then we ended up, because what she is doing now is she's doing comedy, like she's going to comedy shows. Right before COVID, she was doing comedy shows where she would talk about anything Trump related. So where you're talking, people can ask questions about Trump's penis, she'd answer it. She'll answer anything, and she's so charismatic and so funny and such a great person that after doing that biography with her, when she got aboard with us, she wanted to, I go, can we do something else? And so that's when Space Force, that ridiculous thing that Trump did. And like, let's do it like Star Trek meets, you know, and just have fun with it. So that's
awesome.
Issue 4 is coming out probably in July.
Yeah.
So
do you have a website we can order those from? Because I need to.
Amazon. Yeah. Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Everything. We left Diamond about 10 years ago. And then we're with Ingram now. So bigger place.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it sounds like everybody will be leaving Diamond shortly. I don't know if you can.
Curve.
I've never been a big Geppy fan. I don't know if you can tell from my username, but you know, I have an affinity for Miracleman. And he tried to censor issue number 9 many years ago. He tried to prevent its distribution.
Hey, there's a birth in that. We can't release that.
There is an exceptionally graphic birth.
I am listening.
Where they show Miracleman's child being born, and they show the whole thing. It's very graphic. It's up close, but it's accurate depiction. You know, there's nothing on the cover. It's Miracleman kneeling there holding the baby after it's born. But then the entire issue is you know, his wife giving birth to the child, and they show the head crowning, they show the baby coming out. Accurate, Ace.
How long ago was that?
Oh, that's 1990.
Okay, because now you have stuff like The Boys and Invincible, where they're ripping babies out.
They had Crossed from Avatar, which was, you know, torture porn. In the early 2000s.
Insane Jane. Oh.
So I really wanted to ask you about this, not to segue too quickly away, but so I was familiar with you from your Blue Water imprint. I was saying to you before the show. I have this one issue of Insane Jane, one of the mysterious or the return to, Monster Island, and the ISIS and Black Scorpion crossover. And I'm going to say this here is without a doubt one of my favorite indie reads probably ever.
We're still doing her now. Look at that.
Right.
Hey, we're developing it as a TV show.
Are you really?
Way.
This was fantastic. This book reminded me. So to give, for anybody who hasn't seen this, if you've read the recent, I'll compare. I hate doing comparisons because nothing's ever the same. But to give you as close of a comparison as possible, there's a little bit of Crazy Jane here. There's a little bit of You Promised Me Darkness in this, and a whole lot more.
We did this before Kick Ass. And so I developed her. She was actually a spin-off of 10th Muse, but I wanted to make it more of in a world where there's no comic book. So the idea came from a side character that I used in 10th Muse, and then so I redeveloped it into something that could happen in the real world. And Insane Jane is basically, she's not a superhero, but she loves them so much and she wants to become one. And in her best gosh darn try, she gets her ass kicked a lot. And she gets a lot. And in the first miniseries, she tries to get motivation. And so the Flash the Flash became a superhero because acid's built on him or chemicals built on him, and then he got super speed. So in a way, she kind of tries to replicate that and doesn't really work out for her. And then, Batman gets his motivation by his parents being killed. So that's the first miniseries. And we're working on the third miniseries now. Issue number 3. It's called Insane Jane Doctors Without Borders is coming out. So
I will have to be looking for these books. That's fantastic. That's fantastic news.
So wrapping up here, at what point did you consider yourself a comic book medium lifer?
I kind of fell into comic books. To be honest, I wanted to be a producer of television. I worked with entertainment television. I worked at Lionsgate. And so at Lionsgate, when I started comic books, I did the Leprechaun comic books and I did Warlock. because I just wanted to bring them back to fun. So the way I broke into comic books is I actually got a job at Marvel. To be honest, weirdly, I was working at Lionsgate.
What year?
It was the year that they filed for bankruptcy.
Ouch.
So mid 90s.
It was late 90s, and so there was a hiring freeze, and so I didn't get the job there because there's this big hiring freeze thing, and so I ended up getting a job at DC. I ended up getting a job at Wildstorm, working with Jim Lee and all that type of stuff, and Joe Madureira and all that stuff, and then DC took over, and and I don't know if you guys even know this, but the people that worked at Wildstorm that did the consumer product stuff, which I was part of, they all started IDW. So Ted Adams and Krista Prisco, and I was actually supposed to be part of that. And I was their salesperson because we were all doing DVD menu design at that time and getting jobs inside and outside of comic books. And I ended up not putting up capital because I thought, I don't want to do that. I'll just be their salesperson and just make money. So I could have been part of IDW. Stupid. But no. Kidding. So then when I ended up getting let go from DC because they couldn't figure out what to do with me after a year, because they had a New York department and I was in LA, and so they asked me if I wanted to edit Star Trek books, and I did not. But ironically, I ended up working with Shatner and William Koenig on books, and I edited them.
Wow.
But years later, but I wasn't an editor. I didn't think I was an editor at that point. And so I ended up becoming Joe Madureira's agent and getting him jobs outside of comic books. We were trying to pitch Battle Chasers, all this type of stuff, as a film, video games, and all that thing. And so because he was so slow on work, I had to get Randy Green to ape him. And then because I wasn't stuck with DC, I became the agent for like every single big name artist out there. And 2 years ago, I was waiting in line to get their autographs. And now I'm representing like Adam Hughes and, Andy Park and, Kuchar, like all these like Marvel and DC and Top Gun and all these people. And then I thought to myself, I can create my own comic book. And I thought that, and I ended up doing 10 Muse. And those who like Xanadu, and hopefully there are some,
Yes.
that is what it's based off of loosely. So my favorite movie ever.
Fucking love Xanadu so much.
Living in John's Xanadu because of my love for her.
I love that. There was this Broadway show called Xana Don't that came out. Are you familiar with that?
There was one that was done by the girl from Carolina in the city. It was Xanadu, but it was a funny one. But then it was a Xanadu. That might be it.
Xana Don't was like it was like a Bush era thing, and it was they were like protesting like the heterophobia in school to like make a whole point. It was iconic back in like 2007. I made like all the theater kids I hung out with know every single word to it.
Can you sing the song of it?
Be careful, they will.
Fuck, was it?
Xanadu, and I'm thinking this.
Right.
There was a song called
Well,
"Don't Ask, Don't Tell."
The hero's psyche.
Xanadu, yes. So you guys were showing. So one thing I just have to say, like, because you were guys before Miracleman was showing like a risque cover, and one of the things that and you guys talked about Avatar for a second, Avatar Comics, I think.
Oh yeah,
We're familiar.
So
Yes.
we did 10th Muse, and I did. And this is more truth because I don't care anymore. So we worked with. We worked with Avatar. I left Image to go to Avatar because they were going to give me my own imprint. And we printed 2 books with them, and they sucked so bad. And then it ended up doing a crossover with Muse and Demon Slayer, where there's like at least 30 covers of her getting spanked. And my whole thing in 10th Muse is it's not supposed to be like a Barbie doll. I mean, she is like a strong, independent woman. I was raised by a strong, independent woman. My best friends are strong, independent women, and I never wanted to do anything that threw them into any different light. And so Avatar literally turned it into a different light. And so it's the truth. If you read anything about Bleeding Cool, about us, Bleeding Cool is owned by Avatar.
Yes.
And that's why.
Really? Rich Johnson is Avatar, basically.
The website's owned by. It's basically their website mouthpiece. Yeah.
I mean, I've been reading Bleeding Cool since early 2000s. Has it always been that way, or?
Yep.
Wow.
That's why they were so harsh on me, because I left Avatar, and I'm not afraid to talk about it, but I left Avatar because it just was horrible, and they ended up owing me money. They were like upping their. This is telling more truth, probably whatever.
Eric Powell felt the same way. That's why he took the goon away.
Because I even confronted them on it, is that like they, for a diamond ad, it was like $1,000 or whatever it was, but they would charge me $1,500 for it, and so they were on price, and so they ended up owing me money, and I was like, "This is done, I'm done." And so that's when I created Blue Water, because I just thought Tidal Wave was dead, and I didn't want to be Tidal Wave anymore, so I did Blue Water, and then we got this TV show deal with Insane Jane, and Blue Water. I cannot do it as a if I ever want to be a production company. So that's why we came back to being Tidal Wave. And so for the past, I think, 4 years, we've been Tidal Wave, and that's who we are again. So, but, yeah.
Very cool.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah.
so all these names changes just for the legal world?
We changed it for the legal world. Yeah, we changed it for the legal world. Then I did something stupider, I'll be honest. So I did something stupider, and when I left DC, I had a side company. It was called Stormfront. And so it was just basically like an LLC that I had that I did all my DVD menu design and that type of stuff. And then so I'm like, oh, I have a logo for Stormfront. I'll just call it From Blue Water to Stormfront. And then all of a sudden, leaving the logos, Stormfront is a white supremacy.
Yes. Oops.
And so apparently I'm a Jewish Nazi. So
there's literally nothing worse than a Jewish Nazi. I feel for you.
It's kind of like Netflix earlier today dropped and Twitter just blew up as a result of it. There's some show called Sexy Beasts, and it looks like a bunch of furries. But I'm quite sure that the people in production were not aware that furries existed before they said, hey, let's put all these prosthetics on people and do a dating show. Yeah, it's called furries. Wait, what's that? You didn't do your research, did you?
Did you not watch the MTV show back a long time ago about furries, and I became obsessed with it? and San Diego or Chicago Comic-Con would always, that was like in probably 2001. They always coexisted. It was always the furry convention and Comic-Con at the same time, and I was like,
yeah, I remember taking a girl I was dating once to go to a comic convention, and the one girl, she was only like maybe 7 or 8. And she goes, look, Mom, it's the creature from Avatar. And she's starting to pet it. And I'm like, no, get away from that.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm a furry.
Are you?
No.
They're just being a goon.
The furry community is like really upset with Netflix though, because they think it's like highly appropriative of their community and like making a mockery of them.
Did nobody see the QForce that dropped today?
What's that?
No.
It's queer superheroes show from Netflix.
Not awesome. It is not awesome. The opening scene is they walk into, so it's a spy force of all queer characters, and the trailer opens up with a group of them walking into the bar, and the leader of the group shouts to another table, goes, "Hey, Twink!" And that's the code name of one of the spies sitting at a table with some drag queens, you know. And he goes, "Oh, that's my job, Daddy." And you know, I'm like, this has already gone off the fucking rails, man.
And not in the good fun way that we do.
Right.
My code name would be Twas.
Would be what?
It would be Twas. I would be Twink. I'm a Twink.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Fair enough.
Now we're Momo Winks.
Momo Winks?
Well,
Nomo.
I'm going to drop, Rob, I am going to drop in the chat here. I have I had it and it went away. Here we go. I have the link for the Blue Water Productions that's on Amazon.
Tidal Wave Productions.
Well, this one says Blue Water.
It does?
Yeah, it says Blue Water Production Books. I don't know if this is just the Amazon link still. It is the Tidal Wave titles. But it does have some of the Blue Water books on there still, I think. But yes, Tidal Wave is the name, everybody. So please don't forget that. Do we have, and I'm also going to drop in a link into the chat.
Oh, yeah. You can see the previous version.
And there's the link for the website there.
You go ahead and open up that link. I'm going to do a share screen on the Amazon account.
Okay.
And here we go on that. Are you able to see?
Yeah.
There it is.
Is it showing up?
So you
Yes.
yes.
Hey, Rob, what's that in your cart? No. I'm just-
It's a gift for me.
Oh my god, so these are so old. Mass making paperback is $38. Type in Tidal Wave Productions. Just do that. Try that. It'll come up better. You'll see actually things that are exclusive to your podcast right now. If you do that in your feed.
Oh.
Because
Ooh.
things we haven't even announced.
Here, where am I going?
Just type Amazon.com, do Tidal Wave Productions.
I
Type
have that
in
one. I'll save
alien
it.
dildo.
I'll hold on. I'll share my
Yeah,
screen.
bring it
I
up
already
and
have
share
that
the
up. And window,
Oh, wait,
Tidal Wave,
Tidal Wave.
share.
Here we go.
Hold on.
So there we go. I won't lie to you. Right off the bat, this one and this one immediately jump out at me.
Why
So-
is that?
Juliet. Juliet is my new creation that Andrew Shade. He's my best friend, and he was just on Naked and Afraid a month ago.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, he wrote this book, and Ken Johnson did the art, and that cover is done by Randy Green. Super great.
That's great. Oh, that's a fantastic cover. And then this one here is extremely evocative of, Mary Marvel, or like an evil Mary Marvel, I should say, really.
So we do these Tidal Wave artist showcases when we work with a lot of these artists. And so he tried to do a different version of 10th Muse years ago. And so we're just putting together art books with them.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. And then now, and on top of that, I don't know if you knew this, but I lean a little bit to the left. And so I would go with the Democrats one here, but I love the Super Friends inspired covers.
So we did for issue number 1 of the Republicans and Democrats Political Power one, we did the Super Friends again, but we had them coming at each other from like the opening screenshot of
Yes.
Friends. We did that, so that's why I always wanted to do the Super Friends 2 that way. So.
Nice. I do want to say I believe your artist needs a better reference for this area on the Donald. This might be inaccurate.
Is it because he doesn't have a zipper in the front?
I'll be honest with you. His tie ends before his crotch, so I don't know. I think that's inaccurate.
No. Choice of what I do.
It should look a bit bigger than whatever's going on here.
This one right here, Communion, another book that looks like it would have my interests.
So who does that? So I got in trouble for this one.
Oh.
So yeah, the Red Sonja guy came after me and wanted to sue me.
Wow.
Because I hashtagged Red Sonja.
Oh yeah, okay. And by do you mean the publisher of the current publisher?
No, the guy that owns the rights.
Okay.
So Rob, here's a question: can I get sued for a hashtag?
I'm just a court reporter, and I cannot give legal advice.
Probably can't, to be honest. You can't.
Probably can't unless you're saying that this character is in fact Red Sonja. I'm implying absolutely with full knowledge. You're putting out another character with another book that has nothing to do with Red Sonja, so I don't see how.
Right.
And again, I'm not an attorney.
My advice, as someone who's not an attorney but is very smart, is to tag every single thing you post for the rest of history as Red Sonja, and then make sure you tag that guy in it.
He would not even want. I'm like, this is not Red Sonja, and he's like, yes, it is. I'm like, so okay. And here's another shitty thing that I can say. This is like Darren shitty. This is like my coming out party, I guess. So, we did a Betty Page fiction book, and that same publisher, Dynamite, kind of stole our idea, and they double licensed. The Betty Page people double licensed it.
What?
And so we ended up getting screwed because Dynamite has more money than we do. So, but we did 4 issues, which is fine. So.
Listen, we won't say anything bad about a publisher. We're on stream here.
Fuck Dynamite.
Ferrucci. And we're not big fans of that imprint from some Revelations that came out last year.
I'm a fan of it because it led me to all of y'all.
Well, that's true. Ace is on the show because they came to troll us over that particular publisher. Just we'll share that story offline sometime. But that's all. There's a lot of great looking titles there. A whole bunch of stuff. It looks like there was like a print on demand option there for Communion.
We work, yeah. So some of the books that we work with, we work with Comic Flea Market, and they're a print on demand company. Love them. They're super great. I've been working with them for 10 years. Some of them I just don't want to put through Amazon, and so if it's because there's a cost, there's more of a cost factor.
Sure.
And but all the books are always digital. You know, I think we're in over 150 different places when it comes to digital.
Oh,
and
wow.
I embraced digital when it first started. So we were one of the people that started with Comixology, and they don't even know who we are anymore.
Oh, wow. That's the way it goes, right? Well, obviously that was a good idea. You know, most of us here are definitely physical print people, but I know a ton of readers that are digital only. I don't know if you could tell by Rob's room there. You know, I know a ton of readers that are digital only, and honestly, my sons, they're certainly not into comics the way I am, but you know, when they read comics, they're digital. They're very rarely in print. So that was clearly a good idea.
Rob, stop it.
So we just we're coming up on an hour here, and we don't want to monopolize your entire evening, Darren. You're more than welcome to hang out with us if you would like. But
new releases came out this week.
What's that?
What new releases came out this week?
Oh, so many, so very many.
I'll stay through the DC ones that do not have Barbara Gordon as Batgirl, which makes me mad.
This is 1 week. 1 week.
Okay, you guys, can I finish with one bitch session? Is that why did they make her Oracle again? Oracle was great, love her, but if you knew how many Batgirl things I have in this house, that's one of them.
That's gorgeous.
Every single Batgirl thing. There's Batgirl right behind you there. My Migo.
That's great.
So
I just as an FYI, I too love the Warner Brothers Studio Store. In fact, I loved them so much that I worked for them for 2 years at one of the local stores in their art gallery, and I have about 15 different pieces from their art gallery hanging on my walls right now. A whole bunch of those collector's plates, the Ron Lee maquettes. I mean, I was all in on that stuff back then.
Yeah.
And I have actually, she's not in here, but I have the Batgirl one. I was going to pull it out, but
I'm just going to show you. This is bad. But that's one of my 3 kids.
Beautiful.
All right, that's awesome.
Wait, hold on. One of
your
them.
poor husband, he was not ready for that.
I'm only allowed to have Batgirls in one house, so all that is Batgirls.
Oh, wonderful.
All of this. There's plates there and all this stuff, Batgirl masks and all that stuff. So,
very cool.
So I'm a huge Batgirl fan, and I'm not a big fan. I'm glad that they're bringing Batgirl as one of the HBO Max movies.
Yeah,
they're doing, but I don't think that they made her Oracle again, and it's kind of like.
Well, you and I, we have similar attitudes to that because back in high school, I broke my neck and I was paralyzed from the waist down for almost a good year, so had to relearn how to walk. And back then, mostly people were bringing me comic books to read. And Batgirl, Barbara Gordon was one of my favorites when I was seeing her as Oracle, because here's a woman in a wheelchair that can still be a complete badass, could still kick your ass in a wheelchair, and was the smartest person in the entire, not just Bat universe, but pretty much the entire DC universe. And while she can walk again, great. I do like the Oracle side, but it just feels like we lost a piece of representation.
Yeah. Did you know we did this? Speaking of Bat,
yes. I stand corrected because I have a copy of that too.
I was saying, yeah, whenever I talked to him on the phone, he was the nicest guy. I would always make him call me Chum. I'm like, will you call me Chum? So we spun this off. We did a Julie Newmar series called Secret Life of Julie Newmar. I'm just talking shit this whole time. So, because I can say the word shit. So we worked with Burt Ward, and he literally was a nightmare. And so they don't meet your fans, your icons or whatever it is. And so we had the book done. It was ready to go. It was more geared towards kids. It was a super fun spin-off off this one. And I would talk on the phone with him, and I would hear flushing. It was super gross. And then he called me the day that, like a week, we were doing a big signing for Free Comic Book Day. And the Free Comic Book Day edition still existed on eBay. It was called A Boy Wonder Burt Ward. This really sucks. This even more sucks. So, like, just have me on every week. So what really sucked was that we ended up. A week before the book was coming out, we were doing a big signing at Golden Apple Comics. And you could type it in, look up Burt Ward Boy Wonder, and comic. And he ended up saying, "If you release this book, I'm going to sue you." And I'm like, and every moment of the day, that is a lie, Alice. She was not the best actor.
I said I was going to die on that hill alone.
You're laughing. So Burt Ward threatened to sue us. He was like, we had to draw his wife into it. We had to draw all his gross dogs into it because he has literally 20 dogs that live in his house, the Great Danes.
What does that smell like?
Super weird. I didn't go to his house. I'm just pissed because I used to be like really good friends with him, and we talk all the time. And so we were part of this. We were going to make it into an animated series. And I'm loving Michael's comment. Sorry. It's still good. No, I got an Alicia Silverstone story too after that. Okay. So yeah, this was the Free Comic Book Day thing. And so if you look at the costume, so we designed this, we created this. Ramon Salas, who did the Dolly Parton comic book, did this. And so he threatened to sue us because we made him look fat. And so this is not it. We just made him look like a stocky football player. But he saw every page and approved every page. And then he just went bipolar on us. And threatened to sue us. So I had to call Julie Newmar because we were doing a signing at Golden Apple, which is one of the biggest comic book stores. And he pulled out and said he's going to sue everybody. And I'm like, Julie, could you do the signing? And she's like, well, why won't Burt do it? Well, because you made him look fat. And then she goes, darling, he is fat.
Yeah, he is. He's a chunky feller.
Also, we have a rule number 2 around here.
Oh, what? Oh, what's that? Oh, is that me or Burt?
No, that's Burt.
Don't be a dick, Burt. Don't be a dick.
I actually had the opportunity to meet Burt Ward. He signed a Batman 66 meets Green Hornet #1 for me. And I was so excited to meet him. I never got the opportunity to meet Adam, but I got the opportunity to meet Burt, and I was the dead last person in line to meet Burt. Okay.
Was he exasperated by that point?
He must have been. But I got to meet him and I handed him the book and I was like, you were like one of my original heroes. It's really, it's really an honor to meet you. He signed the book and handed it to me, literally never uttered a word. He took the book from me, looked at it like I handed him. He was like, what is this? And in my mind later, I'm going, he looked at that book and was like, did I get paid for this? That's what happened.
Jim said he was a baby. So he
felt waiting to God Tank. Sorry.
What up, God Tank?
We also did an Eartha Kitt version too. We spun that off.
Ooh, I love Eartha Kitt. Now you're talking my language.
It's called Eartha Kitt Femme Fatale. We did one issue of it. We worked with her daughter. Super wonderful. Super great.
I love the Torch song she did back in the day.
But my Alicia Silverstone story is, it's, and I don't mean to sound mean because it's not mean. So one of my friends worked on the movie, but if you see all the ancillary items and all the action figures, she's wearing the cowl. But they got so mad at Alicia Silverstone because she gained too much weight during the filming of it. They put her in a domino mask.
Yeah.
They're so mean to her during the filming of that.
Yeah.
And that's why she is in a domino mask and why all the toys and everything is with the cowl.
Right.
I love her. I think she's great.
She's fantastic. What? That's a total dick move.
I think they should have had Liv Tyler, which she was one of the people that were supposed to be Batgirl.
It should have been Helen Mirren as Batgirl.
Shut up.
Totally.
That would be Bat Grandmother. I don't know about Batgirl.
You don't know.
She would be, dude. She would be.
I want Lily Collins to play Batgirl now, and the new whatever they do. And you guys, whoever doesn't know her, it's Emily in Paris, Phil Collins' daughter. Super great.
I know what you're talking about now. I watched Emily in Paris.
Let's get to new comic book releases.
All right,
Yes,
let's show some
get
books.
right to that. So, who wants to go first? Comics on the Mind. You were the last person to arrive. You go first.
I don't have new books today, but I can show some books that I picked up this weekend.
Show us. Show us what you got.
What did I get? Well, I showed these on Sunday, but I'll show them again. Then I got two other books that I got. So a bunch of Inhuman books because, of course, I love Black Bolt.
You know what's weird is I got shot with arrows just like that last week.
Emotional
arrows.
An Ancient of Arrows?
Emotional arrows.
Oh, emotional. Okay.
Yeah, from Ace.
It's a lot of.
You fucking deserved it.
Did you guys hear the guy that plays Arrow got kicked off a plane today?
Stephen Amell?
Yeah.
What?
Oh shit.
His wife.
For what?
For technically yelling at his wife.
Oh.
What?
True. God, that's a lot of Inhumans.
I love Inhumans. Here's some non-Inhumans. Here's some Mighty Avengers.
My chip guy.
Michael's comment.
Can I ask you a question? What do you think of the guy that's playing Black Bolt or Deadpool Black Bolt?
In that TV series, I didn't even watch it. I couldn't do it. I heard so many bad things about the series. I heard one person that liked it. Everybody else didn't.
I hope that show really was bad because I didn't watch it because I heard stuff too, and I'd hate to think the show ended just because people heard bad stuff.
They cut Medusa's hair.
True that.
Oh my God.
They cut his hair off. Like
I watched 2 seasons, and it had the same bad guy for both seasons. It's just as bad as Batwoman having the same bad guy over the course of 2 seasons. Have more bad guys. It's too
Right.
much.
But bring it back to Britney Spears, Black Bolt was her boyfriend in Crossroads. Bam!
Ah.
Fucking love Crossroads so much.
I did too. Sorry.
We need to have a chill out session where we talk about just Britney one day.
What else you got? Comics on the Mind. Oh yeah.
I finally got the last issue. So I'm
So proud of you.
Oh,
that Derek Robertson art, man. Love
that is
that.
the last one. I literally got it because of my buddy in the background, R2D2.
That's the Whitman reprint.
I believe so.
Yeah, you see the bottom left corner is blank.
Oh yeah, right there.
That means Whitman. But it's a beautiful copy. I'll take a Whitman any day. I don't mind.
I just want to finish the series. That's all I got.
Oh, that was pretty easy.
No.
Not as easy as me.
Wonk, wonk, wonka.
I got this week because this came out this week.
Oh,
Let's
thank
see
you.
it. Nice.
Ooh, nice.
I love Gaga.
Oh, that's awesome.
I gotta love the fact that when you start flipping through pages that we didn't hit any nudity that gets us pulled off the air.
Right.
Again.
Yes, it has a lot of nudity in it.
No.
Wait, actually, let's see that one more time.
Yeah, the art.
I don't know, man.
Amazing.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Comic book is so much fun.
That's clearly
It's a
Dolly
Miracle
Parton.
Man.
Yeah.
It's a banger.
Miracle Man, would you call that a banger?
Yeah, it's a banger.
Uh-oh.
Watch out, Ace.
Uh-oh, Ace, careful.
Might want to close your eyes, eh?
Warning, warning, warning. Banger alert, banger alert. Holy fucking shit. Look at that fucking book. Oh my fucking god. Look at that fucking book. Oh my god. Look at that book. Jesus. Oh my god.
I like turtles.
Priceless.
Dan's like, oh, never coming on this shit again.
I apologize.
Love the facial expression. Yes, flip that.
That book is awesome. I really like it. I see quite a few books from the Zon in my future coming to my doorstep. So that's
So
cool.
Are you volunteering to show books, or I know Lady Fantastic?
Well, yeah, I got books.
Well, let her go first, or let a dude go first. Sorry, I'm busy right now.
Dude, go first. This motherfucker just said to me.
This old bitch.
Like we ain't been friends for like, man. All right, fuck all y'all. So I'm gonna show up. Let's do the Kickstarter first. Here we got Dwellings number 2. This is by Jay Stevens, who I believe is Canadian, and the only reason I know that is because it had a funny symbol next to the money on the Kickstarter. But don't let the Dell-inspired cover fool you. This is a graphic horror comic. Okay, it's a good book. I really enjoyed it, and I realized something. I am reading a lot of horror books all of a sudden. Did not realize that I was doing that until today when I started looking and realized I was reading a lot of horror comics. And I have several here that came in. My brother does a shipment, and I add on to his shipment so he can reach a certain discount threshold. So I got a several indie books here that came in. Cult of Dracula number 3 from Source Point. Pretty cool, right?
Great cover. Yeah.
Great cover.
I think their covers are better than their comics.
Well, I can't argue with that statement.
I agree. It's my world.
Yeah. Here we have Maria Louvet's Luna number 5.
Yes.
Fucking love Maria Louvet.
Well, I know. That's why I showed it. Then we have, Eva's here. Hi, Eva.
Hi, Eva.
I love her. Then we have issue 4 of Carmen. Weird book. I'm digging it. I love those European books.
I'll be right back. Have to let the dog out.
Go poop. Here we have Everfrost number 1 from Black Mass. Guys, if you like sci-fi books, our boy over at Whack Comics, Lee, who is conspicuously missing in the chat this evening, sadly, he was talking about this book. It's really, really great. A lot of weird monsters and sci-fi and fantasy and magic. A dope-ass book, guys. Here we have Projet Patron. Project Patron number 3 from Aftershock.
The first 2 issues.
Oh, it's so good. The premise here, guys, and you find this out like immediately, is that their Superman died. And instead of telling the populace their Superman died, they made this robot that 6 different people take turns controlling.
Can I ask a weird, bad question about that?
Hit me.
Are you guys? I'm a little tired. I think this is just me personally. Things like Invincible, Jupiter, Legacy, The Boys, everybody turning Superman their own version of Superman. And so it just seems like it's another take off that sort of anti-genre.
So I saw a great 1-page or 2-panel comic not too long ago, and unfortunately I don't have it immediately available, but I'll describe it to you. In panel 1, It's one guy talking to a boardroom full of executives. He goes, "Guys, I got the best idea for a new story." And I'm sorry, it's 3 panels. And the next panel, he's written down on the notepad where it goes Superman. And it shows, in the background, all the executives' faces really bored. And then the next panel shows, but he's a dick. And all of their faces are exploding with excitement. You're right. Not just the boys, but over the last 10 or so years, we've gotten, just a litany of characters, irredeemable, invincible, the list goes on. And really, in my mind, that goes back all the way to Grant Morrison's run on Animal Man, where his Superman was
There.
I almost bought that.
Sorry, thank you. There.
I can see you.
Right. But they wrote a thank you for correcting me. They wrote a Superman that was driven insane by a sexually transmitted disease, and came into our reality for like 3 panels, or the DC reality for like 3 panels. And since then we've gotten take after take after take. Now I'm a Superman fan, so I'll eat them all up. But yes, even for me, it's starting to get a bit much.
Do you like Lois and Clark, or Superman and Lois?
So I'm going to be 100% honest. I do not care for the CW shows.
This one blows them all away.
I've heard that, and you know what? I think I'm going to go back and watch it. I've watched every Superman show that's ever come out, until I got to Smallville, and then I was like,
Deal on the show. You have Mr. Irons.
Yeah, I'm going to see it.
It's so good, and so it surprises me even like.
What up, Chaos?
I'm not going to spoil anything, but every episode I'm like, because I thought like when I first heard the premise, kids, there's this, it's gonna be, oh my god, whatever, it's gonna be CW, but it turned out to be so great. This one, Batwoman, done. Flash, I'm so bored of. Legends of Tomorrow or whatever it is. I'm done with. I'm just like.
It's nothing against any of them, because I'm glad that they exist. Totally. And, I love that. There's fans that it's resonating with, so it's getting more stuff out there. And as I've said many times, a rising tide lifts all boats. So we'll see more products, more superhero products because they're doing well.
Hey, Miracleman, look what Ava said.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna watch it. Ava.
Okay, I'm also gonna comment on the Blue Flame cover here. So can you show the Blue Flame cover? The thing so that is perfection in indie comics.
Oh yeah.
The logo is perfect. Everything is perfect about that. I love that cover. It is just everything.
Right.
Love it.
Yeah.
Even down to font. It's so good.
Well, it's almost an exact reproduction of Steven's Rocketeer Adventure magazine.
I get it. I get doing homage covers, all that type of stuff. Great.
It's so great. Vault does what they call the Vault Vintage line, where they do these homage covers. And I've got this crazy idea in my head.
I'm gonna catch you guys. Can I private chat a picture?
What's that?
Can I private chat a picture?
I think so.
Okay, because I'm going to show you a new series that we're working on that I think Rob is going to love, and you might actually love. It's we have not announced yet,
but not the rest of us. Fuck us.
Right? We don't care if we don't care if Ace likes it.
No, I just because I see something in Rob's background that's going to tie into it, but you all can see it. But you guys can't share this yet.
We won't.
So this
we won't.
Your number. Let's see if I can do this. How can I do this? We're working on a new series. We already have 5 of us who want to do this month. I don't think I can do it.
Oh no. Maybe you can DM it to Ace or me, and then we can share it with the team.
Because it really is. It's taking your love for homage to the 10th degree.
Oh.
Certain series that I see in Rob's
headboard lady.
Kind of.
Oh boy.
We're doing so many of them. I have 10 covers already done. we are working on this new series that I'm so excited about. So excited. So Alice, it goes to you first.
All right.
Sorry.
I can't wait to see this now.
That's okay. That's okay. We're excited. We're excited. While he's doing that, I'll keep going here because I won't lie, I got a delivery and I got a lot of books this week, and I'm gonna go for a hot minute. So there's that Infinite Frontier #1. Not gonna lie, guys, I am a sucker for all this DC multiverse stuff. This has Justice Incarnate, which means Captain Mother Loving Carrot is in it. We have Alan Scott having his first conversation with his son after coming out. Which, it's kind of them merging the original Alan Scott character with the Earth 2 Alan Scott character written by Tom Taylor a couple of years back during the New 52. So really, that's pretty cool. Here we got Spawn's Universe #1. There's that gunslinger Spawn.
I was almost afraid I wasn't going to get that today.
Such a dope ass cover. Here we got Wonder Woman Black and Gold #1.
That's hot.
Yeah, that's the Yannick Paquette cover. There's a 1 in 25 Ramona Fredone, which I am going to track down tomorrow. Yeah,
I just got the Middleton covers today.
Justice League 63. Guys, I've been enjoying it, but honestly, they are starting to turn into a bit of a slog. Nothing against BMB here, but come on, man.
Shiny?
What's that?
Is that shiny?
No. It's just it's not. But Brian Michael Bendis is well known as Talking Heads Bendis, and nothing against him. But there's a lot of talking. This is Justice League. Punch something a lot, please. Just find something and punch it.
Can I ask you a question about Justice League?
Yeah, I need to read Marvel Bendis because he's good over at Marvel.
Yeah.
Why are they trying to down everybody's throat?
What's that, Darren?
Why are they trying to force Naomi down everybody's throat?
So a couple of
I want to like it. It's like I would like it, but don't put her in the Justice League.
Young.
So here's the thing.
His character that he created, like powers or something like that he's just trying to force down our throat.
So Naomi's going to be the link to the Milestone universe.
Oh, okay.
Her last name is McDuffie. And it was revealed in her miniseries, which a lot of people didn't read, but it was revealed in her miniseries and expanded on in the Young Justice series, which is where I think she belongs, to be frank.
I agree.
She's from another Earth in the multiverse, and now we got Milestone back. You give me a character by the name McDuffie, just Captain Carrot, Michael, not the Zoo Crew, just Captain Carrot, and it's the new Captain Carrot, one with teeth, which I don't care for, but
I just sent you guys stuff on Twitter.
Oh sweet. Either way. Then we got Batman Superman #19 there. This book is ending. The creative team's coming off, so I don't know if it's going to continue, but it's been fun because they're bouncing around the multiverse. This is like, very early in their careers. Do it, Ace. Ace isn't there. Teen Titans Academy #4. The big draw in this book was, who is Red X? And now issue 4, they're like, we figured out who you are. They didn't. What's that, Darren?
We still don't know.
Wait, hold on. Bring it back up.
Don't we know who Red X is from the TV show?
Yes, we do. Ace?
Daddy.
Jesus God.
Anything, but we don't know from Teen Titans Go.
So yes, but in the series here, Nightwing has hung up that mask, and he was, Robin in the show.
Yeah.
Oh God, and it's a new person in the mask. We don't know who it is because they have this whole academy where they got like 40 characters. That's most of them you never heard of before.
It's Clown Hunter.
You do have a non-binary rag person, legacy hero. I don't know who they are, but there are some LGBTQ characters that they're trying to show in this book. They're being a little ham-handed about it, but or ham-fisted about it, but it's DC, so what do you expect? There's Mr. Miracle number 2, The Source of Freedom. Hey, listen, people were mad about this because they're like, oh, it's not going to continue the Tom King series. I don't care. This is literally a direct sequel to Tom King's Mr. Miracle because Shiloh took over. Scott Free's dead. He's still dead. Okay, what? He hasn't escaped. Huh. It's a direct sequel. It's a direct sequel to King's. Heroes Reborn, variant cover there. Look at that. Isn't that hot? Great. Stray Dogs from Tony and Trish from last week.
Great.
That was so much fun.
What was that there?
So cool.
Rodriguez worked on something on that. Right?
Who did?
Tone Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah. He was the layout artist.
Yes.
I've worked with him for 20 years. He's
wow.
one of the most amazing people. And I've seen this. It looks super fun.
It was great. It was a great series. It's a Don Bluth film meets a Stephen King thriller.
Great.
That's told from the perspective of the dogs.
Yep. Out today, Gamma Flight number 1, Al Ewing. You know, Hulk is wrapping up, guys. Issue 50 is the final one. And then it's hopping over to Donnie. So, you know, we're going to see what's going to happen here. Vinyl number 1 came out today. If you like Nailbiter or Plastic, you'll like this book.
I didn't read either of those. I heard Nailbiter was really good.
I read about this book. I picked it up. I can't wait to read it. It's in the top of my pile. All I know is it's about a serial killer whose best friend is an FBI agent who gets kidnapped by a cult, and the serial killer has to go save him.
The best friend part is being exaggerated, but for the serial killer, it's definitely his best friend. The FBI agent hates the shit out of him. Here we have, we had Howard Wong on the show.
Yeah.
Final issue, Damn Cursed Children there. First issue of Bunny Mask, another crazy horror.
To my pull.
Crazy book. Trogs number 1. This is the mature cover. I don't know why it's mature, but
is that Red Sonja? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but this book is a black and white. It's from American Mythology Productions. They do a lot of wonky books, guys. This one here is a little rough, so if you see it, just bear in mind. I said book's a little rough. Couple rough scenes. Okay.
Define rough as in.
That lovely young lady gets eaten and eaten. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that rough.
Is this Wonder Woman blue and gold or blue and black and gold?
What's that?
This looks like Wonder
this
Woman.
One? Oh, this is Time Before Time. This is Declan Shalvey's book. It's a time travel caper. Time travel caper. I picked this one up. This is a Scout book, Redshift number 1. Another cool sci-fi book.
I'm excited about Scout Comics.
Oh, they're doing great stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I love
great stuff.
They even have a young kid imprint for it.
Yeah, Scoot. Scoot Comics. Rafael Garcia Henchman from SBI Press there.
Ooh, down for that.
That's a Ramon Villalobos cover. Jesus Christ.
Amon is my favorite.
Final issue of The Maniac of New York. There's number 5. And then real quick, guys, I got some banger back issues here. I showed a couple of these already on our first Sunday episode there. There's that first issue of Black Panther.
You didn't get it for $1, did you?
No, I paid $25 for that.
Okay.
Wait, only $25.
That was the most expensive book I bought in a long time.
My God, man, you're having banger after banger. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to throw this out there.
Warning, 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 warning. Banger alert, banger alert. Oh, look at the little kitty. And he's playing with the tiny little chick. Wait, you're here for comic books, you dumb asshole! It puts the lotion in the basket. It puts the lotion in the basket.
All right. So there's the cat number 2.
I do love
Here we have a Mr. Miracle number 16. There's Shiloh,
Beautiful.
actually.
Beautiful.
There's Shiloh right there.
Love it.
Captain America 179 with the Golden Archer.
Very cool.
Now, these ones I did not show Sunday. Go through them real fast here. First, we have the all-nude cover appearance of Susan Storm in What the?
Storm.
Wow.
Number 13.
Very fun.
I totally had that.
She's wearing nothing but an eye patch, gang.
Gotcha.
Nothing but an eye patch. And then $2 a piece. Look at this. Commandy number 5.
That's fun. That's in great condition.
Yeah, they were really good. Number 8. I need 3 more issues from this run. Number 17. After
So
the
you
ones
did
I
go
got
back.
here. I did go back. There's number 18. I got everyone I needed, except, like I said, except for 3. And here's the second to last issue, number 58.
Karate Kid. Love him.
Now, the last 3 I'm going to show you here real fast. You might not think much of them, but I'll tell you right now, if you come across them, these are some hard to find books. They're Marvel. They're
How hard are they?
mega hard. Transformers Generation 2. So this was only a 12-issue series. All right, here's issue 10. And this is when Transformers weren't popular. This was after the original series had ended. It was a few years later. Here's issue 11. And the thing about this is, when you get to the later issues, real low print runs. I got 12 last week and showed it. This finishes it off for me. But they're not only are they really tough to find, but if you are a Transformers fan, you have to have them. Or if you are a G.I. Joe completist, you also need the Transformers Generation 2 run. Because this was a point in time where they were really trying to tie the properties together. No, neither of them were real popular. They were trying to get some interest again by linking them because, that was the height of their popularity. They linked them in the 80s. And so if you're fans of either property, you kind of need these books. And again, real low print runs for Marvel books. I think the final issue came out in, hold on a second. This is 11. This is the second to last one. Let me double check that. 1994.
It was probably 500,000.
No. They canceled Power Man and Iron Fist with a distribution number over 50,000.
That beats most comic books now.
Today, right?
Like, what the hell?
But they canceled Power Man and Iron Fist because it only had 50,000, and the writer was pissed, which is why he kills Iron Fist in the last issue.
Still working on my run. I only have about 12 or 13 left.
Yeah. And what was it? Roger Stern who had to bring him back, and Namor.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so these are real tough to come by, guys. I really recommend it. If you come across them, pick them up. They're a decent story. They're art, indicative of the time, but it's Transformers stuff, which I love. And it's hard to find stuff. And when Transformers heats back up again, which is inevitable, these I have a feeling are going to be books that are going to get priced out real fast.
Do you ever buy the trades at these? Do they have a trade paperback now?
Do they have one of the Generation 2 though?
Will they?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I doubt it. And the reason is because, well, exactly. So, IDW right now has the rights to G.I. Joe, which is featured in this. Do they also have the rights to Transformers right now?
They're doing a lot of stuff with Marvel, so IDW is. So they're picking Marvel books.
They are, but their I believe their contract is actually with Disney, and it's for the kids' versions of books. So it's like a real limited, if from what I understand, I could be wrong, but it's a real limited product line. So yeah, they have the Transformers line right now. So they could do the Transformers G.I. Joe. I don't know if they could reprint. I don't know if these stories are owned by Marvel or if this. Thank you, KSM Comics. Or if this series is owned by. The stories are actually owned by the Transformers and G.I. Joe license holders. But either way, I doubt they'll be reprinted. Not a lot of heat, not a lot of interest, but good stories. And that's it. I had more, but it's stupid. It's already 11:41 for Christ's sakes.
Hey, Lady Fantastic.
Can you answer Chaos's question? What is your name on Comics Bookcase?
Oh, it's Komodo 1977.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're going, no, it's not.
Lady Fantastic, can I just say something real quick? I just realized that you had the Rick's Comic City Dolly Parton comic book cover. How did you get that one?
Lady
F.
What's up?
Where'd you get that Dolly Parton cover?
It's Rick's,
Rick's Comics.
Rick's Comics, right?
Rick's Comic City. It was a special. Yeah.
Are you in Nashville?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Love it.
I ain't bashful. I'm from Nashville.
Oh my God. We're probably doing a sequel.
You're probably doing what?
A sequel to Dolly Parton.
Oh shit, girl, they'll sell. I'll buy one too.
Girl, we did. Q is 17, 18, 19, 20. We did 20 variant covers.
I loved them all. Different shades and shit.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were beautiful. They were works of art. Talking about the last issue of Power Man and Iron Fist.
That's my favorite Power Man outfit.
Love it. Remember when they had the evil version and all they did was made his costume red?
No.
Here's the first.
Oh,
here's the last. You never thought you'd get an action figure of that original?
The Alpha and Omega.
Love it.
So, yeah. Okay. So, can I show you some books?
Do it.
All right. So,
leave art on the back of your wall. I'll send you some.
I got these because I thought somebody might need them, but they don't. But that's okay.
I could use one just for reference.
Rob's gonna get one, and hey, Kirk, do you want one?
What is it?
What is it?
Sure.
So that book has a scene in it.
Amazing
opening scene where there is a gentleman. I believe they used to call it bend over boyfriend.
Yeah.
There's a pegging scene.
Yeah, and it involves a demon coming out of a dude's asshole and a woman fending off that demon with a dildo.
Hold on. My husband's giving me wine.
Yeah.
It's like we said, this show is a high class production.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's pouring me wine.
Got that?
Oh, that movie is so good.
Is it? Oh my gosh.
I watched that on Netflix and it made no sense to me.
And then I picked this up. I didn't.
I love the animation though.
Print, Electric Black. The same dude that wrote Cherry Blackbird wrote this. So I was like, all right.
That's a great cover.
Thank you. Well, it's like I didn't draw it, but thank you.
Nice cool cover.
Hey, that just got option to become another TV series.
Oh, that's right. Obviously. This was the Hero's Return.
We all got the same cover.
Did we?
Great cover. It's a great cover. Why would you get any of the others?
Not the first time we've gotten the same cover to shit. Ray Bill #3. That was a couple weeks ago, but
I am loving that story, man. That is great. Warren Johnson should just have a Beta Ray Bill ongoing. Just let him write it, let him draw it, let him do whatever the hell he wants.
28 or 29, my bad.
Gorgeous cover.
I got this at the second LCS I stopped by today because but this is the first one. And Guardians of the Galaxy, all Black Caravan books are Jason Schmalke. They're vetted. But I'll just need to figure out the details. I'm not an expert. Guardians of the Galaxy 15. Yes. And this came out a couple weeks ago, but I didn't see it until today, so I picked it up.
I did the same thing last week.
Yeah, so Heroes Reborn, and this is the Young Squadron.
Who out of the
And picked up number 2 to the Web of Spider-Man. Why not? I got the design variant for Reptile, number 2.
Terry Blast lives in Portland. Friend.
Oh,
The guy who
interesting.
does Reptile, yeah. He's a great guy. Yeah. Terry Blast.
Terry Blast.
Guy. LGBTQ. He did a lot for RuPaul stuff. He's
Okay. My brother makes me watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but it's fucking hilarious.
Yes, it is. It's great.
Fucking hilarious. Life Story, Fantastic Four, number 2, the 70s variant.
Wait, I might need this. That looks fun.
Yeah, I didn't even know number 1 came out, but I found this and I was like, oh shit, I gotta pick this up. So I gotta find number 1 too.
Is it news stories, or are they trying to do like Superman 70 or 72 or
like Zdarsky's Spider-Man life story? Now they're doing Fantastic Four life story.
That looks fun.
Well, Spider-Man's life story was good as AF.
It's Mark Russell, isn't it?
Yes, on this one, yes. Scarlet Witch, number 7, and 11. I can't remember if I have 7, but that may be a double. Just need that, trying to piece that together. A cover of Mighty Thor from the 1 through 23 run. And yeah, I just needed the A cover to that. Oh man, I found a killer deal. First Forge, 184 today, X-Men 184. Man, I got this too. Oh, I found it in really good in condition. So it's
hell yeah,
Tomb of Dracula,
Great.
versus Silver Surfer. Tomb of Dracula 50, just like balling, brah. This shit's balling. One of them is one of my favorite, like, of this entire title, Tomb of Dracula. This, y'all, this is like, I love me some What Ifs. What If?
Oh, I love that one. That was a great read.
Came. I haven't read it yet, but came.
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it.
Yes. And then I already had an issue.
No way.
That's the Batman one, because I see the Spider-Man at the bottom.
Yeah, they have them super. They had it for a really good deal. So, and then I found another one.
Ooh.
If you guys don't have one, just let me know.
I don't have one for sure.
Okay. Let's do this. We gotta go. I picked this up, Ghost Spider. This is like the last one of the run, or the last one that's come out that I'm aware of. So here's that. Yep. Okay, I just got a couple more because I hit the back issues today because I went to this place that I don't usually go to and I found some crazy deals. Like, this isn't in the best shape, but they had it there for yeah.
So cool. So
that
cool.
Is so cool. Yeah.
Jungle Action 22.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. He fights off the KKK. Century number 5. I have 4, so now
is that Old Man Logan?
Thanks, Planet Arizona. Yeah, okay. Cool.
That's the issue that he winds up becoming fully separated. Yeah, or not separated, but conjoined with the Void.
So there you have that, and then I ordered this like a month ago, and it finally came in the mail. This is so crazy, but all new, all different Avengers number 1. I had this. Huh?
I said Alex Ross, right? Isn't that Alex Ross cover?
Yes, sir. Yep. Beautiful.
So good.
Yep. And then I got number 2 with that, but check this out, bruh.
Nice.
It's
oh, hell yeah.
Second printing.
Oh wow.
So weird how second and third and fourth printings now are like
and then
hot books.
This is issue 3, the last issue I needed to complete this run. It's only
that is a clean cover.
Oh no, bro. Fucking sexual chocolate. Love it. And then I found this What If 36. from the first run or whatever. What if Fantastic Four had not, gained their powers? And then 38. What if featuring kind of DD and the Cap? What's too close?
Good question.
I have that one. That's a great. I actually read that.
I just got that.
What if?
Just got that one.
Lord of the
Because
Vampires.
they're all being hunted by Punisher.
Yeah.
This
Great
one,
issue.
guys.
Yeah, I agree.
66.
Oh yeah.
Possess the power of Thor.
Oh yeah.
Man, baby.
It's a good one. The story goes right from her first appearance when she's still a villain.
It's so crazy. I love it. So, to the Scream, it was like a 3D movie. Well, I apologize. I hope you can sleep tonight. What if?
Are you excited? Hey, Lady Fantastic, are you excited about the What If TV show that's coming?
Fuck yes. No, not at all. Yeah, I'm really excited.
You all suck.
What's What If?
And then got this. So I love. This is part of the Blood and Thunder run, and I'm just trying to pick up. This is actually will be a dupe, but I love this issue, and it's really hard to find, and it was for a great deal.
Nice.
Yeah, the Abnett and Lanning Nova run. This is issue 5. Just slowly trying to piece that together. They're a little hard to come by, a little harder. Also found these for a good deal, and so they had dupes of them, but the Spider-Gwen in 19. These are just a little harder to get, and so I picked them up. Then I picked up 20 and 22, and that's all I've got. That's all she wrote.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22. Uh-oh.
You so funny.
Are you saying that you have 22 comics to show?
I was quoting a Taylor Swift song.
You guys, can I show off one more comic book?
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
please.
So today, we did Logan's Run. Do you guys remember Logan's Run?
Yeah, sweet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We did, I would say we did 20 issues, 25 issues of it. But today is the 45th anniversary of the movie release.
Hot.
Really? So let's welcome Logan's Run. So the weird thing about this one is that we worked with the actual creator of it, William F. Nolan, and he hated the movie so much that we decided to do comic books in the way that he wanted them to be done. So this is Logan.
That's fantastic. That's great.
Absolutely. And
Wow.
45th anniversary is just making me feel old. Almost as good.
Michael York.
Almost as old as Miracleman, but not quite.
What also made me feel old today was reading that today is the 30th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, that makes me feel.
Oh
old.
yeah. I was in kindergarten when I first played that game.
Shut up.
At least you're saying you weren't alive then.
I was still shitting my diapers when Sonic came out.
Guys, my last question, and I promise not to be annoying anymore. So Rob, Miracleman, and Alice, I texted you guys my new comic book that's coming out. What do you guys think of the covers? What do you think of the concept? You can't show it.
I
and you guys can share them with the rest of the crew. But what do you think of the concept? A and B, the covers. The covers are being done, and you can share them with, Mindshift and Lady Fantastic. But we're doing this because of my love of nostalgic comic books, which you guys really are. And the series really is about that. So
when
it's
is it
gorgeous.
available on FOC?
He doesn't do Diamond.
Oh, yes. Okay, when can I order this?
You can order it on Amazon. We're releasing it in the fall. Issue number 1. I'm trying to get ahead so it can be monthly. We have 10 covers done, and they all are. I'll just say this: homage covers. So share them with Lady Fantastic and share them with Mr. Mind. Or that's like my little like right there. But I wanted to do something because that's my favorite comic book series ever.
Ooh.
And do something kind of fun, unique, and different with some of the characters that I've created over 20 years. 10 Muse turned 20 in November. Legend of Isis will turn that. And the person that's doing all the covers, his name is Yunami. He has done a ton of work for Marvel. And it's amazing. So please share it with Lady Fantastic because she's looking kind of.
I'm gonna drop him in the group chat right now, gang.
I know I could do it. So you guys.
It's because Lady isn't on the Twitters, and Kirk also is not on the Twitters because there are the intelligent ones among us.
Yeah. They're smart enough not to get into a fairly regular fight with chuds.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this. I have not been more excited about a comic book series that I've created in a long time. So
I'll definitely check it out.
So okay.
Yes, yeah.
So let me ask this to the group. So as collectors, because I have been a collector since I was a kid, and I have my certain favorites and all that type of stuff. Have you guys ever thought about wanting to break into the other world of creating?
I'm currently writing a comic right now. And I'm also writing a novel and a screenplay.
Novel
Yes.
hard. Yes.
My novel's almost completely done.
I just said all of them starring Ellen Mirren.
Of course they do.
I mean, I've had a comic book idea when I was a kid, and then like I always wanted to write like a sci-fi novel.
Not easy to write. We have this novel. So we did
nice.
this.
Oh, nice.
We tried, yeah. Ooh. I did. So this is also being developed as a TV show. It's a modern day take off Dorian Gray. We did a graphic novel on it, and we're in the middle of a second mini series. But we also did novels of it, and they're not easy to write. I'm the worst writer of this stuff, so we had to be like
I would definitely need a great editor.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Gossip Girl. So
nice.
Gossip Girl.
I love Buffy.
Alice, I'll send you.
I can't, dude.
So who wants to laugh at me?
I swear to God, this is probably. I love 10 Muse. I love everything I created. But this Dorian Gray thing. So, and this is a weird story about this cover, is that I Googled hottest guy in the world. It was about 10 years ago when I created this, and this guy came up. I literally sent this to the artist, and I'm like, he looked like this. And then I kind of reached out to him years later when I'm like, we're going to do novels, and maybe we can do a photo cover or whatever. And then he got, so in this picture, he's a French, his name is JC Mason. He's this French model. But then he was like a bodybuilder. And so he's in his bodybuilding phase, and he got so buff, and and in the bodybuilding world, you have to get super dark, and you have to get super tan. So light so up. Because he came, and we had to like tone him down from that. So,
wow, that's very cool. That's very cool. I think most of the people here have at least considered the creation of their own comic at one time or another.
So this happened once when I was 15 years old. I took money in the bank that was given to me when I was just born. Cashed it was a bond, paid $500, got this printed up, did this when I was 15 years old. Got a lot better as time went on because as a 15-year-old, this just wasn't good. In 1990, when was it? 1995 when I put this out. And by the time I rolled around right after college, I broke my neck for the second time, and I just stopped drawing.
You're a mess. First of all.
Oh, he hasn't even told you.
Of course.
He hasn't even told you about the lightning strikes.
And he's been shot multiple times. And he's been stabbed.
Yep. So my second time, I want to teach everybody who wants to learn how to publish their own comic books. I would love to come on and tell everybody how to publish your own comic books without needing to know how to draw. So I would love to do that for you guys. So
that'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, we'd be down for that.
We
would be excitedly down for that.
It doesn't take it. It's all. My whole life has always been about networking, and whether it was networking for the 10th Muse and all that type of stuff, because we were the first comic book company outside of DC and Marvel that were selling ads. Because that was my background. I sold ads for entertainment television, USA Networks, Lionsgate, all that type of stuff. I was the first company that sold ads, and so that paid for the books. So, you know, there's ways to do things. And now this world is such a different place where it's so easy to self-publish yourself. And a lot of the books that you guys were showing today, I was looking at a lot of the covers and going, that's wrong. That's not, and as you said, you can't be mean. So there's things that I would say going, don't do that, don't do this. But some of the covers that you were showing, so perfection, and you always want to look like a Marvel or DC in the sense of polishedness, even down to your logo, even down to everything. And that to me makes a good comic book, because once you start looking like you just threw things together, I get lost and I don't want to buy it. So.
Right.
Yeah, so I kind of had a problem with that this week with Spawn that just dropped, because out of all the covers to come out, the one that was by McFarlane, this one right here, it just felt like it was kind of just all thrown out there. And the composition really wasn't there. It just felt like, let's just throw as many characters as we could on a page. Now, when I think about comics back in the 90s, most of them kind of looked like this. But Wizard, who wrote very fondly of 10th Muse back in the day, Wizard magazine covers, they all just had that feature of the individual or a couple characters, and you would recognize it immediately. You'd want to buy it. And I don't know, I just think that covers lately have started trending more towards those individualistic types of characters.
Do you want me to leave you with a bombshell?
Ooh.
I worked for Wizard. I was fired from Wizard.
Fuck Wizard.
HIV positive.
That's why?
Are you serious?
They didn't say it, but and this is truth, and I will own it.
Wow.
I tried. Okay, so honest to God, what happened is that I became HIV positive in '99. I wrote and just FYI, there is a positive out of this, is that I wrote the first HIV graphic novel called Lost Raven. It's all about my experiences. It's a great book because it's all about destigmatizing HIV, and it's won awards. It's a great book. And since we're talking Pride Month and all that type of stuff, my negativity towards Wizard, I remember I was at Wizard World Convention, and I forgot the year. It was the year that John F. Kennedy died, because I remember shooting it.
Yeah.
And I remember getting super sick from the medication. I wasn't sick at all. I've never had any sort of issues or problems with HIV. And my husband now, he's negative, I'm positive, but I've never had any problems with it. So because I couldn't do my job right. And so I ended up having to come up with a thing. The reason is because of vacation. Should I take a leave of absence? What should I do? I don't know what to do, and because the medication is really, it's not like giving baby medicine. It's literally giving like these super drugs.
Right.
And within 24 hours of telling my boss, I was let go by his boss, and who I do believe is a homophobe. And you can figure out who it is. I'm not going to say who it is. And then they ended up, because I was having so many problems with the medication still, even after I got home after Wizard World, they said, you in your computer, your filing cabinet, you're this, that they bought me in order for me to send my last paycheck.
Wow.
I was also working for Joe Madureira at the time, too. And so I ended up running a lawsuit, and I had a lawyer, but I didn't want to. But in '99, it was a different world, and I'm saying, like, I look at LGBTQ and queer communities and all that type of stuff now, and I'm envious of it because people are so impassioned and people are so out there. And I didn't want to be the gay. I didn't want to be the HIV AIDS because people thought it was AIDS.
Right.
It's not, no.
Truthfully, it's not what I wanted it to be. And so I ended up, because I was also working with the top comic book people doing the artwork. SM Magazine, I did 90% of their covers. So I didn't want to be labeled in a male-driven world being the gay AIDS person. And so I just said, I stopped the lawsuit with the bucket, and then I created Temporary News, like, really out of that. So there is good that came out of it. Do I like Wizard Magazine? Will I go to any of the conventions? No. So, but that's people are homophobic. People are, phobic of everything, and that's something that you look at.
Do you think that if Wizard were here today, do you think, or whatever, whoever you were working like Image or Wildstorm, whatever, do you think that could happen today? Or have you seen it happen today, or you know of cases that have happened?
I think it's less likely because I think things are more in the forefront. People of you, I think everybody in the queer community, are a lot more accepted. I think HIV people are more accepted. It's becoming more of normal standards.
Yep.
And this sounds super sucky, but when it came like with COVID, I thought, like, okay, now the world can feel how I feel. Because that's truthfully, it's like, who you're going to sleep with, who you're not going to sleep with, Of course, I told my husband the first day that I met him. And, he's super accepting. His kids know. And, and yes, I'm a grandfather now. A grandpa. But in truth, I think people are more accepting in this day and age.
Yeah. So I'm going to comment as a science person, not as, but just like, I also think that the education about what it is and the understanding, and also there's more advanced treatments, that some really nice protease inhibitors that keep it in the HIV stage, and the more people understand, I feel like the more educated people are in any facet, the less stigmatized something becomes.
But I think that comes with pop culture acknowledging it.
Absolutely.
Not as being bisexual. That's the thing. So with Lost Raven, I literally didn't know how to publicize it, and I was working with a publisher who was Christian, and they would not publish it, and that was Alias at the time. And as much as I loved them and for doing certain things, they wouldn't publish Lost Raven. So, and literally Lost Raven is my journal entries. Sean Murphy, who does whatever, Batman.
I remember that chaos.
Yeah. And it's a great book. And it just shows what it's like to be HIV positive in this day and age. And it still kind of holds up because, I was wondering, and it's my journal entries like, can I have biological kids? How do you date? And I didn't make it about sexual orientation. I just made it more about stigma about it. And so during the day, he fights these, because he sails the seven seas, gets shipwrecked on an island, and it's an island that's doing DNA testing on humans to do space travel because the world's going to blow up in 50 million years. And so he, during the day, fights these monsters. At night, he writes in the journal really what it is for him to be HIV positive. And lucky for me, I've never had physical problems. I can't say that about anybody else. And I think in 99, it was kind of a turning point where, and I got thrown into these support groups that everybody before were talking about people that were dying of AIDS. And I didn't know anybody that was dying of AIDS, and I didn't want to talk about that because I'm like, I'm just HIV positive. And then it was the other people like me that were just HIV positive, and I've never had AIDS, and I've never had any physical problems because I've taken care of myself. I go to doctor, I'm adherent to my medication, I do all that type of stuff. And that's not the same situation for everybody. It was just my story. So that's one.
Yeah.
And just as I was telling some of us earlier this evening, people want to see themselves represented in the media that they consume. And the more that you see those people being represented in movies, TV, comics, radio, what have you, the more it starts becoming accepted. We just had a football player today. The first person, it took till 2021 for the first football player to come out as homosexual. Wait, you mean that didn't happen in 2002, 2008, no, 2021. This is how far it's had to come.
But then the guy from The Bachelor's like, hey, wait, I'm gay too. You remember that?
Right, yeah.
That was a lot of too little too late, and why now, and what's the next project you're trying to sell?
Exactly.
But I remember the early 2000s when it was Real World Road Rules, where you had Judd Winnick on the show, and that was his entry into comic books. He wrote a comic based on one of the characters that was on the real world. You know who it is, Pedro Zamora. And that was how a lot of people that were reading comics at the time got to understand what gay people are. Oh my God, they're just like other people. Well, I can start getting on board with that. And it took a long time to get to today, and it's still just an ongoing fight. But as long as the representation's there, it's just going to take time and pressure.
Thanks, Batgirl.
Oh, Batgirl?
Or Oracle.
So you guys, I hate to be rude, but I must away.
I still have comics to show.
I'm sorry.
I'll stick with that.
I have to do adult shit though, Rob. Like, I'm sorry.
No, go do adult stuff. It's now 12:15 at night. I am so sorry for anybody still watching.
It's okay.
Viewers.
Enjoy. So
like, I
have sciencing to do tomorrow, and you need that.
I got to have a double ear infection that I just fucking found out today. I've been feeling kind of lame, and then tomorrow, I hit somebody's car, so I got to come to work early so I can get some shit going, and then meet a lady at a mechanic and pay $2,600 in cash, and it's just like, man, I just need to get some sleep because I'm a butthole.
Who's you?
Sleep.
Are you? Where? Can I ask you a question? So I need you to find me wherever you're at, Lady Fantastic. Whether you're on Facebook or whatever the heck you are at.
Instagram.
I'm going to send you stuff. I'm talking about where in Tennessee are you?
Where in Nashville?
We're coming to Nashville soon.
You're doing Nashville what?
We're just coming to Nashville in the next couple months.
Oh my God! Would you want to go to some of the comic shops?
No.
No.
Oh, no.
Well, there's a lot. If you're a kind of a foodie person or you dig the music, that's the scene.
So we're gonna do it. There's a drag queen named Veronica Electronica.
Okay. Are you
I
going
love
to
her already.
So
I love her already.
do something with comic book stores and the Dolly Parton comic books. So
Yes.
we're really doing that, and we're bringing you. So you need to find me.
Okay. All right. I just sent you. Look in the kiss. I'll need to bring my brother because I think he told me about this drag queen that does comic books, and he
No,
I
I don't think she does comic books. She just wants to help promote us.
Oh, well, that's the shit, dude. Fuck yeah. All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So I just put my IG thing in the private chat.
Is that a Twitter thing or is that a
Instagram?
Instagram.
Okay,
Are
yeah,
you on?
I can find you on Insta.
Are you on the Instagram? I'm on Facebook too.
Oh yeah, Facebook's my favorite though.
The Book of the Face.
Okay. Well, I just entered my for real name. So,
Caroline.
Okay.
Go now, right, Rob?
Okay. Well, very nice to meet you, and thank you so much.
Bye,
lady.
I love
Night,
you,
lady.
pal.
Meow
Sleep
meow,
well.
kiss, hug, hug.
Well,
No,
Fuck, fuck.
Whoa.
so, Ace, do you have any books to show, or should I just show what I got and close out the show?
Hey, nerds.
Sluts and demons in our butts.
He's got a costume change, first of all. Super proud.
So I got Maria Louvet, and that's it. I did not go comic shopping today. I'm sleepy.
So their name is not Maria Lovett.
Oh my God, it's Maria Louvet.
Freddie Mercury, hardcover edition, available on Amazon. I'm gonna do Stormy Daniels, Space Force 3. Trying to find things. 10th Muse, Justice graphic novel covered by Roger Cruz from Marvel Comics.
That's awesome. Is
Oh,
that boob armor that she's wearing?
yes.
Fuck yeah.
You gotta protect the udders.
And FYI, free Britney Spears always. This is the original.
My dumbass was really about to ask if Freddie Mercury signed that, and then I was just like, wait.
That would be tough. That one would be tough.
Yeah.
So Darren, final question. Do you own a time machine and you decided to go back to get Freddie Mercury to sign that instead of an Action Comics 1?
If I can bring Alice, yes. And then we can just go hang out.
Do it.
I would hang out with Freddie Mercury over getting an Action Comics. So if I get one day hanging out with Freddie Mercury.
Accurate.
But yeah, I know. Love it.
You know who I would hang out with?
Ooh.
Helen Mirren.
No.
Miracleman.
No.
So they can call Miracleman old.
Joan Jett.
Fun fact, I was actually on stage behind Joan Jett when I was 16, and she wanted me to come to her tour bus, and I was definitely down to fuck Joan Jett. But then my friend's mom was just like, they're 16, and Joan Jett was just like, oh, and like dipped out. But there's like pictures of me with Joan Jett.
It's allowed.
Like,
Wow. That's a story right there, Ace.
yeah.
All right, Worst, what you got?
All right, so here we go. Gonna go fast because I didn't read any of these except for the Stray Dogs issue 5 and got to read that as a PDF the week before, and I really wish I would have just waited and read the comic because I love that tangible good. But here's Amazing Spider-Man the 69. 69, dudes. It's Nick Spencer, so your mileage might vary, but he's almost done. So maybe, I don't know, Chip Zdarsky can get put on it. I would like that very much, please, Marvel. Here is Kelly Thompson, Captain Marvel. I'm looking forward to reading that. We all got the same cover and everything with this.
Fantastic Four.
I went with Gamma Flight, the B cover, because it has that cool little Dr. Fry. So let's go with that. And I am the last person to get this, along with all the rest of y'all. Just as much as I got File of L.
Yeah.
Hey, Geeks Out with Roscoe, what's up? I decided to go with the America Chavez cover for the Pride. And it looks like it should be a pretty interesting read. A lot of anthology stuff. Silk, with her pose being the same pose she is literally on in every single cover. I kid you not. I should break out all my Silk and go, see? Web of Spider-Man 2, because who knows if that kid from Iron Man 3 will be something. I haven't even read the first issue. All I know is it's advocating for a ride, man. How good can this story be? Is it as good as Al Ewing doing Sword? Probably not, but I haven't read it yet, so I can't comment.
Is that an iPod?
iPod?
Is that an iPod? Yeah.
These are my recorders to do my job doing Zoom for depositions and hearings every day.
Sorry.
I could have my boss go, hey, I need you to drop into a jury trial right now. How much time do you need? Hold on a second. Click. I'm on. Oh, okay. Awesome. Thanks. All you had to do was just start a YouTube show. Ready for this thing to be over. But then again, to be fair, I'm ready for almost every X-Men book to be over because there's like 30 titles a month now. Like Wolverine.
Same mistake they made in the 90s, man. Way too many X titles.
Now, here's another thing. At my comic shop today, I try and get there when it opens every Wednesday. I usually do. There's people waiting out front, and you see how much shit that I get. And I don't mean to say that it's shit, but when you have so much of it, that's all you can describe it as. I'm seeing people in there that are brand new collectors to the hobby, just started after the pandemic, and they're reading everything that comes out. Or maybe not reading, they're just picking it up, and they're getting all the B and C and D covers. And then they're asking for the 1 in 10s, the 1 in 25s. And I'm seeing these giant stacks, and I'm going, if they keep buying at this rate, they're going to burn out by next year. And all those people that just got into the industry because the comic industry wants to make money, so push out as much product as you can. Those people are going to go, you know what? I give up.
Yep.
You know what I'm not going to give up on? Garth fucking Ennis.
Yeah.
And Liam Sharp. Yeah. You know, I wish I could have gotten the Bill Sinkovich cover, but
I love Liam and Garth, but I passed that one today. I just couldn't do it. No, I flipped it out. I took a look at it. I was like, I just don't have that much interest. I just don't. I'm still Batmaned out. I'm still Batmaned out.
On that note, hey, more Batman and Detective.
Hey, Batman.
Has anybody seen the meme where it's it's 4 panels and it's from, I think it's from that show, the police show with the comedian that did the Andy Samberg, and it's hey, I'm a big DC Comics fan, and it switches to a woman in the car. She's like, oh yeah, name 10 books published by DC Comics, and then it's the third panel is Andy Samberg going Batman, and the fourth panel is, oh, I made that way too easy.
I found this stupid thing
because it's accurate.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about something a little bit different, which was
it the Star Wars one you were thinking of?
No.
Yeah. Without a fight, right?
Batman doesn't go down without a fight, right? Without a fight, right? Yeah.
Listen. You don't travel the world to become an expert at everything, and don't learn how to be an expert at that. That's all I'm saying. If you have to be a cunning linguist to perform, I'm not going to finish that. So
here's Fantastic, or it's not Fantastic Four.
Infinite Frontier.
For some reason, I wanted to say Fantastic Four, and I don't know why. It might be the globe space thing. I don't know. It's not Val-Zod. Val-Zod does not remind me very much of Mr. Fantastic.
Superman one behind you.
Oh, maybe it's because I'm looking at that FF. That's probably going to do it. So here's one of those Pride covers that's not a Pride cover, but should have been a Pride cover. So I just call this a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Obsidian is
They could have put a nice little Pride cover on it because you have two of the more prominent characters from DC, but it's like the editors just went, whoops.
Wait, no, but I think all those covers, there's like 5 of them together. Joe Phillips did that. And
yeah, there's a couple of them that they're like the C covers. Yeah, even Arizona. All right, so here's the Justice League 63. I'm picking up mostly the B covers on most of the DC stuff, but stuff where I'm still kind of iffy on. Like, I didn't read the first issue, so I wasn't even aware that Miracleman was a black guy now. So now that I do know, this is now getting moved up on my read pile. Plus,
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle. Sorry, right. Miracle. You're on the show. This is why we keep calling you Mr. Miracle Man, because there's a Mr. Miracle and a Miracle Man. And it depends on whichever book is getting released at the moment. And it's been a little while since there's been a Miracle.
A Miracle Man.
But hey, there's never free.
Is he going to date Big Barda?
Hope not.
So Shiloh is definitely not dating Big Barda. I don't know if Barda's supposed to be dead along with Scott in that nether realm that Scott's living in, or if Barda's still alive. I don't know. They didn't really explain that. Nice one. But in the first issue of Mr. Miracle, it's him trying to figure out how to date as a superhero that nobody knows who he is.
So it's like Supergirl, the TV show. Okay, next.
Close.
Something like that. All right, this cover I loved of Superman 32, so I picked this one up. Again, that's Action Comics came out today, and I'm not entirely certain, but my shop did not receive any B covers, so I just skipped the A cover. So I guess I'll be hitting Phil's comic shop in the very near future. Also, he's holding an X-Men number 50 for me. B cover on Teen Titans Academy. That
was a pretty cool cover.
Wait, let me see the cover.
Oh, here we go.
And Robin?
It's I think it's supposed to be harkening back to their original connection. Their original romantic connection.
They need to have Barbara Gordon. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, so here are my Middleton covers that came out today.
Nice.
That's so hot.
774. Oh, that's so nice. Although I could have done without this stupid little symbol down here.
But I love that symbol. It's so hot.
The rest of the cover's great, but I just would have wished that they would have put this on the back and just left the cover alone.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did to this.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Hot.
Gorgeous.
This is my favorite cover of this week.
What? Who's the artist?
Josh Middleton.
That's the Middleton?
Also Middleton, yeah.
I got to get the Fredone, but I might get the Middleton now, too.
2 Middletons in the same week? Yes, please.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Hey, can I have it?
About Batgirl, his Josh Middleton Batgirls.
Yeah, now I wanted to try and get the Juneteenth cover. I know I put it on my poll. I didn't get it, but at least I have the next issue of Bitterroot, and now I'm up to date, so this is pretty much top of my poll list.
Yes.
Second to final issue of Maria Louvet's Eros Psyche. This is the Xanadu cover. Giga is rushing either towards an end or an ongoing, but I don't know because there's been so much time between releases that I haven't even read the third issue.
Yeah.
Love that.
Now, this series is starting to become something special. It's from the writer of Lucifer, Joe Henderson. He's doing a pretty remarkable job on the series. It's very character-oriented, and I'm liking where it's going. Stray Dogs, I read this last week, and listen, you guys could be watching Comic Tom or any number of YouTube shows out there. People are talking about this. There's a reason. I don't care if it costs $100 or $1,000 or $1. This story is probably my favorite so far this year.
My Nothing has come close. For the win. He's my boy. I've been on your show.
Yes. One of my favorite episodes of all time. Thank you, Ace.
You know.
Now, I was saying thank you.
For what?
For bringing the fleece and the Forstner. Now, here's something I will never, ever read. I just got it because one day I'm going to want a comic book. And I know even Donnie Cates says it. Motherfucking kids love chains. So why don't I just get one thing with chains? Two things with chains?
85 things.
Three things with chains. 4 fucking things with chains. I haven't read a lot of Spawn, and I find it very difficult to read. Maybe this is the turning point, and it's amazing, but I found it very difficult to try and just jump on board of a Spawn title. As opposed to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where you really don't need to know that much going into it. Just dive into TMNT. It's amazing. I somehow missed issue 12 of this, so I can't read this yet. And lastly, I will get, of course, anything based on a serial killer, just because I'm kind of crazy. But you also have a guy bleeding from the forehead, and I kind of have some experience with that. So I'm going to get it. And those are all the books that I picked up this week, and that's been an episode of Not Near Mint. 2.5 hours. I thank so many people for joining. I thank you, Mr. Davis. I thank you, Mr. Not 14 years old, clearly.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Husband, Daniel Scene. Or as Suri calls it, Mr. Sane.
Mr. Sane.
Thank you guys for this, and thank you for letting me stay through all of it. It's fun. So,
I will go ahead and share this then, since Ace was just asking. Here you go. We're going to close out the show to this. This is Ace visiting Joan Jett.
I'm in the white fuck Bush shirt.
oh my God.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
We did a Joan Jett comic book.
Oh my God.
Oh, she was amazing.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you for wearing a fuck Bush shirt.
Oh my God, that is so great. So we did Joan Jett is in the Pride edition.
Yeah.
Woo!
So that's been our episode, everybody. Anything coming up soon? Ace, you have the floor.
Yes, on Brags and Boards Comics, I'm going to show my gigantic, very thick library haul. People care about that so much. And I have some reviews coming up. And I'm going to talk about my favorite non-binary representation in literature. And that's about it.
All right. Miracleman, anything coming up on the Twitters or anything you're planning?
I got no plans right now, but come on by and say hi, and we'll talk about comics. We'll dunk on some chuds. We'll definitely make fun of YouTube outrage grifters and those types of folks. Culture war tourists, as I like to refer to them. And other than that, I'm looking forward to a bunch of the books that you shared with us tonight. Darren, thank you so much. I will definitely be keeping my eye out. And I already see a very deep Amazon shopping cart right now. So
Comics on the Mind. Do you have any show coming up tomorrow night with Gorilla Todd?
Oh yeah, just the regular Teachers Lounge show. It'll be on my channel this time because last week it was on his.
So midnight Eastern time, 9 p.m. Pacific.
Oh yeah.
All right. Otherwise, the only other thing that I want to promote is the fact that coming up on this Sunday, we will be having on Tyler Chin Tanner. He is the publisher of A Wave Blue World. So look forward to that Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Otherwise, the comic book shop that I go to, the name of that is Miami Fresh Comics, and I just need to find that link. There it is right here. He does a claim and auction every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Instagram. This is where I get my books. You see the stuff behind me? Nothing slabbed. Neither's anything he does either. So go over and check that out. Everything's FMV or under. Otherwise, we'll be back next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel. And don't forget, Black Lives Matter, trans rights, and Helen fucking Mirren, because Ace needs to fuck Helen Mirren.
I really do.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you, Mr. Husband. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for sticking around for 2.5 hours. We'll see you next week. We love you.
Bye, sluts.
Bye, everybody. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Worst, Lady Fantastic, Miracleman, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.